Hi folks, welcome to RDSP 6720. So this is assessment and intervention in the pre-K to 3 setting. And basically it's an assessment course, right? So we will collect data, we'll analyze data, we'll plan instruction, provide those interventions. So a lot of data collection, a lot of numbers, but super exciting as reading specialists. So before the semester begins, one of the things I'd like you to do is practice the Dibbles, now called Acadians, to do one of two things. Either one, you've never done it and you need to learn how to do it, so you'll need somebody to practice with, or two, brush up on it. You know, when they switched from Dibbles to Acadians, nothing changed, including the benchmarks. But I want to show you on Blackboard what I have for you and how you can access the documents that you need and the videos that you can watch for the training. That way we won't have to spend class time doing that. If we need class time to do that, we absolutely 100% can do that. But I'd like you to kind of do that homework up front, and that will be one less assessment we have to practice in class. Okay, so when you go to Blackboard, you're going to see right here under my announcements, before class begins, please practice the Acadian / Dibbles. I continue to say Dibbles because some people will never give the name up. And if you go to the start here on the left-hand side, probably can only see a bit of that, you're going to notice that there is a folder there for you. So go into that folder. I'm going to have a video there for you. I'm going to delete this one, but it'll look very similar to that one. There'll be a video there for you of the tour of the Acadians website, which I'm going to do right now for you. What I'm asking you to do before we get into this is I'm asking you to review the videos and download the materials, which will be in that same space, for SFF, First Sound Fluency, PSF, Phoneme Segmentation Fluency, NWF, the Nonsense Word Fluency, or Oral Reading Fluency for first grade and third grade. So you're going to be practicing both of those. When you practice these, they do not have to be on a child. I just want you to practice doing them. So it can be an adult. It can be your spouse. It can be a child. It can be your neighbor. It can be a stranger, whatever you prefer. So where you'll find these materials that I mentioned above is on the Acadians website. So everything is downloadable, free for you, free for the taking, free for you. Now, there are glitches sometimes in that website. If you need some sort of password, which we shouldn't, we're going to see here in a moment, we shouldn't. But if you were to need it, this is my username and my password. I'm also an Acadians trainer, so if you use my password and login information, it just might take you to a different part of the site, and then you'll have to play around a little bit to find it, but not difficult to navigate whatsoever. All right, so going to the website. It has to take us to external, so it takes us a second. Okay, here we go. Very exciting. There's the Acadians, K to 6. Remember, this course is pre-K 3. So when I asked you to choose a child for your case study, which I'm going to be sending out an email about, let's make sure that they're within that range. Probably, quite frankly, for the hours that you have to put in with a child with the intervention, probably K3 is probably the the best, for lack of a better term. I think you'll see value in children that age. Before kindergarten, you may not see as much, but absolutely you're welcome to do that if that's your interest. All right, so here's the Acadians website. You can read all about it here, right? But if you scroll down, there's lots of different videos and downloadables for you. So feel free to peruse this and take a look at it. I mean, what school district in Pennsylvania is not using them? At least what school district in a public school district in Pennsylvania? So if you go to download the materials, remember, we were saying, you can use my email or your own, it doesn't matter. Just agree to our terms. All right. I want you to look at the first grade, but I also want you to look at the third grade. So we have here the assessment manuals. There's a lot of pages, so you probably don't want to print those in any way, but you can certainly download them to a folder on your desktop. We are going to be using the benchmark materials. So that's what I want you to practice, because that's what we're going to use for our baseline data that we collect with our case studies. So benchmark materials, it'll take you down. You can download them all in one zip file, or there's a large edition, which is fabulous. But you can go straight to what you need if you'd rather do that, if you don't want to download them all. Oh, sorry, I got to scroll down just a hair. All right, so you can download your first grade, right? There's always that trick to printing these. So there are printing instructions on the website. So if this is the assessment booklet for the teacher, so this will be the teacher version. So, if you have trouble printing it, right? So you'll have all the pieces that you need for first grade there in the teacher manual. Then if you scroll down, you can do the same thing with third, do the same thing with third grade. And then if you go down, here's the student materials. So you're going to want to print the teacher materials for grade 1, the student materials for grade 1. So student materials, go to grade 1. There we go. Let me scroll down a hair, right? And you'll have the student material. So this is what the student will be looking at when you practice these assessments. So that's pretty easy. Print them, have them readily available, practice them at home. You're also going to need them for your case study. And then, close that. Oh, of course, I lost where I was. But then if you haven't done them, go ahead and look at the training videos that are available and watch how to actually not only administer the test, but also score the test. Again, we can practice in class, but go through the training videos, give it a try. First class, bring your questions. People, if you haven't done the Dibbles or Acadians, a lot of people have questions about nuances. And, there is some fidelity to these assessments, but also working with teachers in school, I also see some of the things teachers do that does not hold up in the fidelity of those assessments. So we can talk about those things, but please practice those before class. You don't have to do anything with that information. So all I'm asking is that you have actually practiced it. Now, the benchmarks we can look at in class, right? So you don't have to do anything with those benchmarks prior to class. We will need them for our case study. So if you could do that, that would be fabulous. It will be a great introduction to the course, but more importantly, it'll just kind of wipe out one, 2-hour session, let's say, that we don't have to do, and we can jump into the assessment that reading specialists use. So please do that. If you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you. All right, I will see you soon. Bye.